Welcome to ThinkSmart.life. Today, we're diving deep into the NVIDIA DGX Spark, the desktop AI supercomputer that's been making waves since Jensen Huang first revealed S 2025. The pitch sounds almost too good to be true. A Grace Blackwell powered machine the size of a tissue box, with 128 gigabytes of unified memory and a petaflop of AI compute, all for about $4,000. But does it actually deliver? Let's start with the hardware. At the heart of the DGX Spark is the GB10 superchip, co-developed with MediaTek on TSMC's 3nm process. It combines a 20-core ARM CPU, that's 10 Cortex X925 performance cores and 10 A725 efficiency cores, with a Blackwell architecture GPU packing 6,144 CUDA cores and 192 fifth-generation Tensor cores. The whole thing shares 128 gigabytes of LPDDR5X memory between CPU and GPU in a unified address space. Now, about that petaflop claim. NVIDIA's headline number assumes sparse FP4, a technique where roughly half the tensor values are zero. In real-world dense workloads, you're looking at about 500 teraflops. Still impressive, but not quite the marketing headline. The bigger bottleneck is memory bandwidth, 273 gigabytes per second. Compare that to an RTX 5090's 1,792 gigabytes per second, and you see why raw inference speed isn't the Spark's strong suit. So where does it shine? Benchmarks from the LMS's Yes team tell the real story. Running Llama 3.18b with SGLang, the Spark hits about 8,000 tokens per second on prefill and 20 tokens per second on decode at batch 1. Scaling beautifully to 368 tokens per second at batch 32. DeepSeek R114B runs at over 2,000 tokens prefill and 83 tokens decode at batch 8, all without thermal throttling. For larger models, the picture changes. Llama 3.170B loads and runs something no consumer GPU can do, but decode drops to about 2.7 tokens per second. That's usable for prototyping, not for interactive chat. An RTX 5090 is roughly 4 times faster on models that fit in its 32 gigs of VRAM. The Spark's advantage is running models that simply cannot fit elsewhere. Power efficiency is excellent. At idle, the system draws about 40 to 45 watts. Under heavy AI inference, expect around 170 watts. Compare that to a 4 GPU rig drawing 1,200 to 1,600 watts, and the Spark saves you 300 to 900 per year in electricity. A meaningful offset against the purchase price. The software stack is DGX OS, essentially Ubuntu 24.04 with CUDA, QDNN, TensorRT, and NVIDIA's container toolkit pre-installed. Ollama, SGLang, VLLM, PyTorch all work out of the box. NVIDIA also provides DGX playbooks with pre-built workflows for everything from LLM serving to fine-tuning to image generation. One thing to know, this is an ARM machine. Most major AI frameworks work fine, but you may hit issues with niche tools, x86-only Docker images, or software that assumes Intel or AMD processors. Simon Willison called it great hardware, early days for the ecosystem. And that's fair. The competitive landscape is interesting. Apple's Mac Studio M4 Ultra offers up to 192 gigs of memory with 3 times the bandwidth at 800 gigabytes per second, and it's whisper quiet, but it doesn't have CUDA. A DIY multi-GPU rig gives you dramatically faster inference, but draws 8 to 10 times more power and requires serious setup. Cloud alternatives like A100s cost $2 to $4 per hour. The Spark pays for itself in 4 to 8 months of moderate use. Community reception has been enthusiastic but realistic. Hacker News gave Simon Willison's review 189 points. The local MA subreddit loves the memory capacity but wishes for more bandwidth. Tom's Hardware says it beats AMD's Ryzen AI Max 395. The Register calls it the AI equivalent of a pickup truck. Serve the Home simply says this is so freaking cool. So who should buy one? AI developers who need CUDA and large memory on their desk. Researchers prototyping with 70 billion parameter models. Teams needing a shared inference server. And anyone building for the NVIDIA ecosystem who wants code portability from desktop to data center. Who's sure?